said, let me just ask you, one of the statements that you made, and you said that President Spence called Nikki Bray, talked about Nikki Bray and her sister, Penny, and he made a statement of that they were cons, white trash. I did hear the word bitches later on in your statement, and that he carried a gun and that he would take them out of the picture. That's a serious, those are serious sort of statements. Did you, besides Nikki, did you tell anybody else?
Aside from him telling him that he needed to come down and not to let it escalate, no. Why
would he just come over to you, and how long have you and President Spence been friends? And are you friends?
I knew Spence when he was running for VP with Susan Kent.
Are you and President Spence friends?
As close as you can say that we're acquaintances, I don't know if we consider it as friends, because we, throughout this animosity of what's going on in here, we were closer and talking when everybody was together. But in the last many years, 3, 4 years, we've kind of like separated. And the only time that we've had a deep conversation was when I was writing back and we got personal. I was telling them about my kids and my stuff. But we've grown apart.
When did you and President Spence have this conversation? You said you had it here during the Stewart meeting.
During the Stewart meeting here.
When was it? This is the first time you heard this? Because you said you heard this sort of statement several times.
So the first time was, like I said, the first time we ever had this was this convention.
So he made a statement that they were white trash, bitches, cons, and that he was going to take them out and he had a gun.
No, the problem with the gun was the fact that it was here, and he rephrased to the fact that she's a white woman that gets more privilege than me being a black man with a gun.
So that's a lot different than what you just said, though.
I didn't?
Yes, it is, Mr. Phoebus. You said that, and we can read back the transcript, that there's a white woman, white trash, cunt. I did hear you say the word bitches, that she had a gun and he could take them out. You're now putting all of that together. So that's sort of different than what you just said just now. Can we just read back the transcript before you answer?
You're referring to the fact that you just taken...
Hold on 1 second. Please, Mr. Stevens. So we have the transcript right back to Mr. Stevens' early original statement regarding the encounter with the president.
I'm trying to find the first meeting. It's more than once. Okay.
Take your time.
I am Stewart's meeting, right? The Stewart meeting? First time? Okay. All right. The question was, can you tell us about that incident? Here's the answer. Well, with that specific incident, we were actually having a Stewart meeting. He came over to me and asked me to step out into the hallway. And he's very upset, very abrupt. So much that he was finger pointing, that kind of bothering, that was finger pointing and yelling. And I stopped him. But in those words, in the words of it, he was upset. He referred to Nikki Brace, Penny Holansky, and so he used certain words to call them. I don't know if I am allowed to say the words here. And Ms. Brace said, yes, you can. He used them as those cunts, white trash. I'm taking them down because I know they were against me. These are white women. I'm a black man with a gun where I can get myself into trouble. So I need to take them out of the picture. Don't know what that referred to, but those were what he was stating. That's the first. Okay, let me just get back to where I am.
Yep. Ready?
I'm ready, thank you.
So, Mr. Phoebus, you, just like you said, he informed you that he had a gun, and that he can take them out of the picture. You weren't concerned about that? And you didn't tell anybody else besides Nikki Brake?
Be the fact of, at that time, knowing of who he was, it didn't come to question that it was going to be taken out as far as taking out, taking them out and all that. Taking them out was taking them out of the picture as far as it had to do with the incidents happening here. I didn't think that, in my mind, I didn't think that he was going to get, kill him or any of that sort of stuff. It was just meant that he was taking them out for any challenges and all that sort of stuff.
So you felt like his statement was that he was just going to take them out. So you, in your mind, said, this just means that he's just going to take them out of office.
No, I didn't know what he was going to intend. I know it wasn't life-threatening, that's all I know.
And you said that you heard these same statements 2 other times, or 3 other. How many times exactly did you hear these statements?
Again, he said the first time was a convention. Second time was a leadership weekend. Another time was here at Stewart's meeting. And he called me 2 times. We've spoken, telling me about your friends, they've done this. They need to go.
When you say they've done this, what do you mean?
He never stated what they've done this. He just said, your friends are doing up against me. They've done so much against me. They need to go.
When was this, though, Ed?
I can't.
So you can't think of the
And
time
the
when
phone
it was
conversation
done.
or
Right, I'm concerned that when was this done, Ed?
the phone conversation?
Yeah. What month?
I can't give you the exact date, but I can, not at this point right now, but it's easy to go and get my phone records and I can get you a date with that if you need.
No, Ed, we don't need that. I mean, if you had your phone records, that would be different. And so each time, so you're saying that each time President Spence, this was his conversation to you, but you and him weren't really friends.
Because the fact that I was in direct contact with him, so I guess he wanted me to do something to help him out, I guess.
He wanted you to help him out?
I guess to talk to them and figure out maybe.
Let me just ask the question. He wanted you to help him out? Help him out with what?
Probably in the sense of talking to them,
So he wanted you to talk to them?
right?
So
That was my understanding.
But you just said that he called them white trash, cons, I'm gonna take them out, he has a gun, I'm gonna take them out the picture. But, so, you figured that he wanted you to broker a friendship deal with him?
I'll put it out. He probably wanted me to be a mediator.
Between Nikki and him?
And Nikki and him.
So at no point, because Ed, what I'm hearing from you is that you made a statement earlier about if something happened, that you would be actively engaged, report. Why didn't you report this? Why didn't you report any of these incidents?
I figured they worked themselves out, being the fact of how many times I spoke to him to, no matter what differences, members in the union or any of that stuff, and I'll give you an example.
Wait a minute, hold on, Ed, because we don't have a lot of time. And I'm gonna just let you come back to that, or can I do, answer the question, Ed.
Okay, so being the fact, in which I explained to him, is in a family you have brothers and sisters, you got cousins and all that stuff, and you always have friends. I mean, you always have arguments, you have discrepancies, you argue about stuff, and you always go against each other sometimes. But if you're family and you work together, things always work out as long as you talk.
So you didn't take
But
this seriously then?
I did take it serious, because I was always telling him,
So if
you need to talk to her, and you guys need to settle this, not for your interest, not for her interest, for the interest of the union, for the interest of the members.
So
You guys are the family of this union. You guys need to work things internal.
And so if you took this seriously, why didn't you then file a complaint? Why didn't you bring up ethics charges against Spence? I can see after the first time. I do understand. You want things to work out. But then he said it to you again. Then he said it to you again. And you didn't do anything? No charges filed? No, you just stood back and let him make these alleged statements? And you did nothing? You don't appear to be that sort of guy. You just allowed President Spence to make, I'm asking a question, you allowed President Spence to make these statements, and then you didn't file any sort of charges against President Spence.
No, I didn't find it.
Okay.
Just for the fact that, seeing through the time of the way he's gotten, and hearing other people, the way they've been treated.
But why wouldn't that give you a reason to file something against him, Ed? You knew that if you're saying he treated other people poorly, he treated Nikki poorly. You gave him, you did the talk with him, and you